This is the Super Sport Schools podcast, bringing you stories of our future stars, powered by Spur Steak Ranchers.
1, 2, 3, go!
Hello and welcome to the Super Sport Schools podcast, brought to you by Spur. Craven Week is done and dusted here in George, with Western Province taking the win over the Blue Bulls in the main match on Saturday. But Tim and I went behind the scenes with players from different teams from across the country throughout Craven Week to find out more about what this week means and why it's so special. And that's the first thing we discuss with players on the show today. What makes Craven Week so special?
Actually, this is my first Craven Week, so I'm obviously kind of excited about just being here and how the environment is.
Lots of teams come together, meet new friends, make new brothers, and it's just a special week where you can express yourselves and hopefully next play at the highest level.
Craven Week is a platform where people who come from small schools can showcase their talents, and where schools don't get the chance to shine, and the kids can just come here and show what they got.
What I love most about Craven Week is the fact you hear about a lot of the guys from different schools. You see them on Instagram and stuff like that. But when you come to Craven Week, you get to see them perform on the field, get to meet some guys. I think there's a lack of vibe here, and it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for school rugby players to showcase their talents.
I think it's a good experience for everyone, especially young people, 17-year-olds coming, as many past experienced players have played here, so it's definitely something to put on your goal list.
The brotherhood we have here, physical, and it's a war here, so we're here for all.
It's clear for the players who make it to Craven Week, it's an incredible opportunity to pit yourselves against the best of the best from around the country. But a lot goes on behind the scenes to firstly get to Craven Week and then to gel as a team to be able to compete at Craven Week on this amazing platform. We're joined now by two players from Craven Week. Guys, thanks so much for joining us. Let's just go down the line, introduce yourselves and let us know who you play for.
Hello there, my name is Verich Basson. I play for Durban High School and I represent the Sharks.
Hello everyone, I'm Tsunuki Wiru. I'm from West Coast Street and I represent the Western Province in Craven Week.
All right, so this is a big event for you guys, but we can't just start your stories here at the event. I want to know, what got you guys into rugby?
I mean, my family, they grew up very big in rugby. Like my grandfather, we used to sit on the couch, watch the rugby. My grandfather was a Cheetah supporter, but I absolutely didn't go with that. I was always a Shark supporter. So sitting on the chair with my grandfather watching rugby was amazing.
Ja, ik het op die ouderdom van 7 jaar oud die ik begin rugby speel. Is het ding wat ik niet geweten en ik ga eigenlijk dat doen nie as werk in die toekoms nie, maar my ouers is groot op rugby gewees, dus ek het altyd ondersteuning gekry van my pa wat my die dik en dan ondersteun het. En ja, toe op die einde van die dag het ek net besluit dat ek gaan rugby bietjie verder vat en dis hoe ek vandag is dit en ek ondersteun amptelik ook die DSL Stormers.
You've shown yourself at this festival. I mean, for anybody that's watched it this week, you've done cracking. So it's nice to see that your journey has brought you to the stage.
And then now, at Craven Week, if we look at it, it's obviously the pinnacle of school rugby. And I know guys all work very hard to get there. So we're going to talk a bit about the journey to get to Craven Week, what it takes to make it to the top. What do you think? Is it the coaches you've had at school? Is it a different mindset to everybody else? Is it something else along the way? Is it the schedule you keep, the training you go through? What do you think's what gets you to Craven Week?
It's definitely hard work, and it's definitely the coaches that brings you through the process. Like coach that I really look up to, there's two of them, is Mr. Peter Engeldo and Mr. Ronnie Ace. They brought me through since Mr. Ace was with me since I was under 14, and I've always looked up to them. And Mr. Engeldo he supports you through everything, and he helps you with your decisions. Like he'll give you guidance, he will say what would work and what would not work. And then obviously you have to work just before Craven Week for schoolboy rugby. You have to perform at schoolboy rugby so that they can see you to play for Craven Week. And to play well, you have to have those people that support you in the gym, out the gym, and on the field.
Ja, vir my is dit just hard work, self-discipline. En wat vir my ook uitgestaan het is soos hoe dan alles begin soos dit begin by jouself. Jy moet self-discipline hê, jy moet hard werk want niks in die lewe is verniet nie. So jy moet hard werk vir dit wat jy wil hê in die lewe, so dat my ma altyd vir my sê is wat jy insit sal jy uitkry. En wat ook soos my gesê het, die mense wie jy ondersteun, soos jou ouers, jou coaches en wat vir jou druk en omdat ek is ook by 'n kleiner skool, so ek is hier in 'n premier A klas skool nie. Ek is by Hoërskoolstrand wat nie baie mense van weet nie. Maar vir my is dit nie dat jy moet hard werk en maak nie saak wat die omstandighede is. As jy gewillig is om hard te werk, kan jy jou drome bereik. En soos mense wat agter staan wat jy motiveer elke dag om net harder te werk en 'n beter mens te word op die einde van die dag. So by my is dit net om selfdissipline en respek wat jy vir jouself moet hê en hard werk.
And you say nothing in life is for free and what you put in is what you get out. And you guys have obviously, what you've got out of it is being part of your respective provincial unions, being here at Craven Week. And I mean, that must be quite cool when you come together with guys from other schools.
I mean, I feel like, because I played rugby in high school, wasn't that great, I didn't play C-team rugby. So right now in this moment, I'm trying to live through you guys. So I also want to get more into like the process. I mean, you guys have touched a lot on it, but I had two things that were just bugging me. Is first, I mean, it must be odd because you're used to playing with your own team. These are guys that you're playing with since under 14 every year. These are guys that you're in the halls with on a day-to-day basis. What is the challenges of going from that small environment of just your school to having guys from all around your province, all around your area?
Who you might not, like you said, you guys know them because you've played against them, but you're not going to know them as well necessarily as guys from your own school who you've, as Tim says, been with since grade 8 or even before.
Yeah, you don't really always know how they play. So you don't know how this guy that you're playing now with in provincial sides, you don't really know how he plays because with you playing in schoolboy level, you know each other because you literally been with each other the whole year. Now you have a short period of time to prepare yourself for this tournament and you don't really know how he plays. So you have to adapt very quickly by learning and knowing him personally. So you have to make conversation with him in order to know what he's going through and how he's going to play. And in order to find that, in order to play as a team, because obviously you come from different schools, it's not always going to play as a team because you're going to want to play for yourself, want to go further. So you have to find that way in order to play for each other.
Ja, ook soos Bason gesê het is, soos julle moet mekaar goed leer ken en julle moet met mekaar gelijk communiceren en sê dat dit is hoe ek dinge doen. Ek is daar goed in dit. Elke het hulle eie unieke goed waarmee hulle in goed is. So, hulle moet by mekaar kom en sê, kyk dat dit is wat ek doen op die rugbyveld en dit is wat ek doen. So, ons sit dit alles by mekaar en dan werk ons 'n goeie struktuur uit om goeie rugby te kan speel, want dit is alles waaroor het gaan. So ja, dit is maar net uit basis het hy nou in alles geraak, ook so ek het nie by om daarop uit te brei nie.
So, again, to my second point, again, couldn't play that high level of rugby, and I know there are people out there that couldn't get there, but also there are people that want to get there. So I want to hear, what's the daily life of a first team player at your own school? What's gym like? What's nutrition like? What does it actually take?
How many days a week is there some sort of training going into it?
I remember I used to gym at my school's gym, and every day I try to come in, it's a team rotating in and out of the gym, and you have to use a few things in the corner because they're just packed in there.
Yeah, at Durban High School, we train basically every time of the day, every day of the week, and we except Fridays. Fridays is mostly our off days where we'd just like have a captain's run or something like that. But Mondays, Tuesdays and Thursday would mainly be our field sessions where in the afternoon after school, you get ready, you'll put on your boots, you'll be very excited for training, and you go on the field to do your preparation. And the Mondays and Wednesdays will most probably be your gym straight after school and your recovery sessions. Because Monday is where we come together most of the times, have a recovery from Saturday, stretch as a team, make jokes for after that victory, just tune each other, and yeah.
Yeah, so it's
or cry together after the loss.
Not really. Most of the time,
it's moving forward.
It's happy.
Okay,
moments.
cool.
So you guys like Maritzburg or something?
Yeah, we beat Maritzburg this year, so
see, it's mostly happy this year. Yeah.
Ja, soos aan my kant op is, soos, ons oefen 3 dae 'n week, maandag, dinsdag en donderdag. But is some like 4 days a week. And on a Monday, we basically do fitness, and after the fitness, we go into the gym and do like our recovery from the past weekend. En soos, die tempo is ek gewoonlik baie hoog. Want ons moet vir ons elke week goed voorberei vir wat die naweek afkom, en weer elke span weer speel. En nie alle spanne is ook dieselfde nie, want party spanne gaan physicality bring, party gaan spoed bring, so ons moet voorberei vir elke iets wat voorkom, so. Ja, en die tyd wat ons ook het op die veld is ook tyd om tyd te spandeer met mekaar en ook leer, dit is waarin hy fout gemaakt het, so die foute net probeer regmaak en ja.
And then if we can take from both of you a least favorite part of training and a most favorite part of training.
Least favorite part is obviously that fitness session. Obviously.
Alex, I could have told you that.
Or that.
I'm a long distance athlete. For me, that wouldn't be that. Everything else would be my least favorite. But yeah.
And the most favorite part is when forwards and back splits. It's where forwards go for lineouts, backs do their thing where they drink tea, do whatever they do, and the forwards do the hard work. That's the most.
Okay. Ja, vir my wat ek die minste van hou, wat ek haat, is fixed. Want nie een mens op aarde wat rugby speel, hou van fixed. Maar vir my wat ek die meeste van hou is op 'n donderdag as 'n captain's run net, en ek weet nou, dit is die laaste dag van die week wat ons nou kan voorberei as 'n rugby span, en vir ons regkry vir die Saterdag, so dan sien ek dit baie uit, en as ons backline deur ons strydmoes hardloop en voor ons doen hulle dinge, en dis waarvoor ek uitsien, want en ek weet op 'n Saterdag is dit die beste dag van die week wat ek baie van hou, want is misday, ja, en dan geniet ons en wat ewe moet gebeur op daardie dag.
So are you going to ask me the question? I also played rugby. Yeah. Wasn't as good, but I also played.
Least favorite, most favorite, Tim?
Least favorite, okay.
Fitness.
Yeah.
Most favorite.
Okay, damn, you really rushed me.
Stump.
Honestly, it was the forwards back splits and then doing forward specific drills. Because I know before we'd run like attacking the line or running attacking lines against each other, and I don't know, it's a different level of physicality. Even though it was enjoyable sometimes when the backs were there.
That's where you learn the most.
It is. It really is. Because that's when you have to be the most physical part of you.
I think just to end off this great discussion, guys, I really like how we've got into the nitty-gritty of what builds up to Craven Week. But just now, having been a part of Craven Week, 2 days left as we record this, do you think the one thing you're going to take from it, the most important thing, what you've enjoyed the most, something you've learned, a takeaway?
Making lifetime friendships. That's one thing you would definitely take away from this thing, because you meet new people on this tour. Like, we come here, we stay with Western Province, we stay with Lions, we share dinner, we share breakfast, lunch. You get to speak to them, you get to know them from a different province, and obviously you might play against each other after school. You still be mates then because you know them from Craven Week. So I'll take that and the experiences you get to play in a high level outside of schoolboy rugby.
Ja, vir my is dit ook soos wat hy gesê het, ons slaap saam, ons eet saam, so ons doen baie dinge saam, en ons moet ook, omdat ons van allemaal van verskillende provinsies is, moet ons ook met mekaar kan communiceren, want dalk in die toekomst in, kom ons miskien by dieselfde unies uit, soos rugby unies, dan speel ons miskien saam een dag. So ja, dan kan ons ook sê dat ons het op 'n hoë graad rugby gespeel, Craven, en vir my is dit ook dat, dit is ook baie van ons manne se laaste Craven Week, so ons moet elke oomblik moet ons geniet met mekaar, en rugby moet ons geniet, want op die einde van die dag wat ons hier kan weg, wat is dit net alles memories, en die memories wat ons maak met goeie memories is, as een dag groot is en groot manne is, kan ons ook terugkijk en sê dat dit is wat gebeur het toe ek nog op Craven Week gespeel het, en dit ons net vir ons geniet.
And I think what's so special about that, we've had a couple guys tell us, like, what happens on the pitch stays on the pitch. You'll go at each other. And I mean, you guys literally went at each other yesterday for 70 minutes, and now you literally stay in the same building. You're both here chatting to us. So it really is special how rugby, and this competition especially, brings guys together. Guys, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks so much for having us.
Come to play for the A's.
The Sharks are so good at stealing guys from the Cape, so I think we need to poach some of you.
Come on, wake up now. Who got zombie? Wake up now. With 15 delicious breakfasts, Spur is the place to be until 11 every morning. Enjoy an unreal breakfast, still just $49.90. Spur, people with a taste for life.
What's something about rugby that somebody that has never watched the sport wouldn't know about it?
I think the game just in general is very exciting. Some heavy hits, amazing tries being scored, kicks, etc. So I think definitely everyone should give it a try if you're willing to take the hard knocks.
Something about rugby that's really special is that on the field there's a lot of testosterone and there's a lot of like banter and the guys want to hurt each other. But as soon as that final whistle goes and you shaking hands, there's a lot of love for each other. And at the end of the day, we all just love playing the sport, no matter how much we hate the opposition during the game.
Well, some people say this is a sport for hooligans. It's actually not. It's all about discipline and character, and it's actually fun how it looks. I think probably the mental preparation throughout the week. Like as a rugby player, you do a lot throughout the week, and you mentally prepare yourself for the 70 minutes that lies ahead of you.
I'd say like how much team effort it actually needs, because people just think often it's just one player who shines, individual brilliance, where this is not the case. Here in Craven, you need to keep work together as a team, and you'll be successful.
Hannes, Tim, join me now. Let's talk a little bit about Craven Week. 2 weeks have passed since the week. Hannes, I think starting with you, it was your 4,367th Craven Week. What was it like for you? What's so special about Craven Week, and why do you keep coming back each year?
It was quite a special Craven Week. I don't think it was good for George tourism. The weather wasn't so well. It's not a holiday destination in winter. I quite love it in the summer, but quite enjoyed it. Craven Week was very nice. I like it when it rains as well during rugby games. It makes for beautiful pictures for the photos, as well as it tests the skills of the truly footballers out there, the true rugby players. If you can catch the ball in the rain and showcase your skill there, you probably would be perfect when the day is sunny and blue skies. So I quite enjoy that. And while I'm coming back, it's good to see the stars of the future today.
I think that's a quote you can put up on a wall somewhere, the stars of tomorrow today. Like that's I'm going to use that.
The actual slogan.
It sounds official. I'm going to use that from now on.
The one thing that's also special about Craven Week is you've been there, and I've seen you being a bit starstruck on Neil Powell. It's the one place you at a Springbok test or at a Currie Cup game, even in the mall, you don't get the opportunity to meet up with the celebrities in this rugby world circles in South Africa. But at Craven Week, you do. They're all there.
For me, all throughout high school was odd because, guys literally go from playing high school the whole time, and then it's like a week that they train together, and then they're playing rugby together. I was like, how do you form a strong bond in such a short period of time? But seeing the players interact with each other, you realize that they grow super close just over this love of rugby. When we were shooting the episode with the players when we were leaving the hostel, we heard the players singing all together from one room. And I was like, I didn't know Jency get this tight in like 3 weeks. And it's beautiful to see. And it's just how sport can just reach out and bring people together.
Every time I hear John Legend's All of Me from now on, I'm going to get goosebumps thinking about that exact moment, because that was truly special. That's something that you would see in some sort of Hollywood movie about sports, and it would be about NFL or baseball or something. And there would be this moment where the team's just together. No one necessarily starts it, but they all just start singing together. It was very special. And I think it's just a testament to this amazing event that Craven Week is. But now we've got you two here for Craven Week specifically. We were all there. We had a quiz against Neil Powell. Hannes won, and it was quite comfortable. Neil got a bit stuck on where the Falker team are from. So we're going to try put Supersport Schools podcast co-host Tim up against the School Sport Encyclopaedia Hannes and see how this goes. It's a quiz based on all sorts of sports. There's quite a bit about rugby in there. There's quite a bit about Craven Week. But you guys ready to go head to head?
Round 2, I'm going to take the dub this time.
I'm as ready as I can be.
Hannes is always so unassuming. It's just, I'm ready. I'm fine. Okay, let's go. And then proceeds to get all of them right. So hopefully we can stump you today, Hannes. Tim, I wish you all the very best of luck. Still your highest score
I
is
don't
8.
need your luck, Alex. I don't need your luck. I'll be fine.
Okay, but we're gonna turn things up a bit. We're gonna get Hannes to go first because you two have gone head to head before. So I think we get Hannes to go first. He can set a target for you to chase, Tim. Hannes, you're going first. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, your time starts now. Which South African holds the record for the senior men's 400 meter?
Wade van Niekerk.
Correct. Which province is the Craven Week Leopards team from?
Northwest.
Correct. What is the name of the famous Dani Craven's dog?
Bliksem.
Correct. True or false? You can take a place kick in rugby from a mound of sand.
True.
Correct. To the nearest 10, how many things can be sanctioned at a scrum?
48.
I'll give it to you. It's 50. How many players are on the court from each team in a basketball match?
5.
Correct. Which Western Cape school hosted the under-18 netball interprovincial tournament this year?
DF Milan.
Correct. To the nearest kilogram, how much does an Olympic shot put ball weigh?
5 kilograms.
It's 7. Which country is the only country to have won the Rugby Championship and Rugby World Cup in the same year?
South Africa.
Yes, but just after the buzzer. I don't know, Tim, are you feeling generous today? Are we going to give him South Africa?
Yeah, actually. No, I'll give it to him.
Okay, give it to him.
I mean, after knowing Dani Craven's dog. Nah.
It's a famous dog, Tim. It's Jock of the Bushveld and then Bliksem.
Tim, it's 8.
Yeah.
You've got 8 to beat. Your favorite score that you've never beaten ever, but you have got many times.
Wait,
maybe.
No, I've gotten a 9 somewhere. There's a 9 somewhere on that leaderboard.
Are you ready?
Sure.
Your time starts now. In a line-out, what is the minimum number of players the throwing team can have?
3.
It's 2. Oh, I'll give it to you. Who was the first South African to score a try in a Rugby World Cup final?
Next.
Mapimpi. In which decade was the first Craven Week held?
In 1964, 1960s.
It was the 1960s. Yeah, Border won the first ever Craven Week main match, but who did they beat?
That's all.
Correct. How many times has Akani Simbine run under 10 seconds for the 100 meters? 25, 6, or 38 times?
38.
Correct. What is the maximum length of a rugby in-goal zone? 10, 15, or 22 meters?
22.
Correct. Which province is the Border team from?
Eastern Cape.
Correct. What is it called in hockey when opposing players hit their sticks together?
Hacking.
Correct. What color jersey do the Bulls usually play in?
Blue.
Correct. What is the fewest number of players in total required by law for a maul to form? 2, 3, or 4?
2.
And time is up anyway, but
3.
it's 3.
It's
3. Okay, right. So you didn't get Mapimpi, which is absolutely disgusting. That I think you should lose just because you didn't get that.
No, because the way you phrased the question, my brain shut down.
You should be fired for getting that wrong, Tim.
First South African to score in a World Cup final.
We have never had a try scored against us in a Rugby World Cup final, and in 95 and 2007, all our points were scored from kicks.
See, I didn't know that.
This is why you can't beat Hannes, but let's see how many you got, because I'm interested here.
I got 8, didn't I?
You got 8. Which means we have to have a tie break. Tim, you got 8 for the however millionth time in a row. Which means, though, you do have a chance to beat Hannes.
You know what's ironic about getting 8 so often?
What?
It is my favorite number.
I think you should change your favorite number to be 9 or 10. Just...
No, but 8 is so perfect. You can cut it and then it's still symmetrical.
And then it's 2 zeros, which isn't very useful. Okay, tie break. Here's how it works. I'm going to read the question. At the end of the question, or if you want to risk it in the middle of the question, say your name clearly, loudly, your name, not the answer. Say your name. Whoever says their name first, I'll go to. You get to answer it. If you can't answer it quickly enough, we'll go to the other player and see what happens. You guys ready?
And as I hope you know that the last time we did this, I did win the quiz. So be afraid.
Guys, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Here comes the question. True or false? A rugby ball can weigh up to 480 grams.
False.
Honest.
Tim.
Hannes has said his name. Hannes has said his name. Tim has shouted out an answer, disregarding the very instructions I gave. Hannes, what's your answer?
Yeah, now it's difficult. I would have went the other way around, but I'm probably going to say false now.
You're going to say false, and that is correct, because a rugby ball can only weigh 410 to 460 grams. Hannes, you win it by Tim's tomfoolery. Or should we say tomfoolery? Let's edit that out, please. Let's not include tomfoolery. Tim, how do you feel?
That's it. I knew the answer, man. I could have beaten Hannes. Could have been the first person to beat Hannes.
You know, up until today, you were like Djokovic. You were on the biggest unbeaten tiebreak stretch in the history of this sport which is the quiz. And then you were defeated by the newcomer.
You know what? Fair game. I'm just happy to be here to compete. I'm glad my strategy got me this late into the game. I'm happy to be here. I'll take, good game.
Consistency, Tim, 888. At least people who come onto the quiz know what they need to get to win. And it's 9. So there we go. Hannes, Tim, thanks so much for joining me to wrap up our episode about Craven Week. It was great to be at Craven Week with both of you. I'm sure we'll be back next year, but in the time before then, there's a new season of rugby coming. There's a season of rugby still to finish, so I'm sure we'll talk more about that as the year goes on. But guys, thanks so much. This dugout has been the site of much jubilation, disappointment, and decision-making over the past week here at Craven Week in George. It's sad that it's over, but the exciting thing is we got to see some incredible rugby and some players playing alongside each other and against each other who we might only have seen on social media or heard about before this week. So that's been an incredible opportunity. Thank you so much for joining us on the Supersport Schools podcast for this episode where we dove a bit deeper into what makes Craven Week the iconic event that it is. We'll see you next time. There are new episodes every week on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. right here on DSTV channel 216, on YouTube, and wherever you get your podcasts, because you can listen to this show as well. Thanks so much for joining us. See you next time. I'm Alex. Bye-bye.
This has been the Super Sport Schools podcast, bringing you stories of our future stars, powered by Spur Steak Ranchers.